All right. Just settle down for a second. I need to get this off my chest before we start the tier list. Because, folks, I've got a serious problem, and I need this group of highly dysfunctional individuals to help me out. You see, earlier today, right outside my Toys R Us in Wilmington, you know, the one with the inflatable Pikachu in the window, I was robbed. Now, I know what you're thinking, Joe. Was it a rogue teenager? A disgruntled parent looking for Tickle Me Elmo? But it was worse. I was robbed by a bee. A literal bee. This little yellow and black bastard came buzzing out of nowhere, landed on my shoulder like it owned the place, and before I knew it, boom. It somehow snatched my wallet right out of my jacket pocket and zipped off like it had a heist to complete.
Oh, sweet, merciful MAGA, are we really starting with this? You got robbed by a bee? You're not even coherent enough to get mugged by something with thumbs.
You sure it wasn't just one of those Toys R Us employees in a bee costume trying to tell you your card got declined again?
I'm telling you the truth. It even gave me this smug little look before it took off, like it knew it had just pulled off the greatest insect-based heist in presidential history.
That's the most Biden-core thing I've ever heard. He's out here losing to nature's tiniest mugger. That's a certified fucking classic already.
That's, unfortunate. But maybe we should actually start ranking.
Hold it right there, Pixel Princess. I've seen this before. This has Ben Shapiro levels of infiltration written all over it. I'm not about to let this turn into another incident where someone with no friends, no drip, and no functioning social awareness hacks into our Discord call and starts ranting about how Rainbow Road represents the decline of Western society.
Right, because you're the pinnacle of social grace, Donald. This is the same guy who proudly displayed a B. Genet body pillow in the Oval Office like it was some kind of international guest of honor. I half expected you to assign it to a cabinet position.
That was a gift! A joke. Gift from Bush or someone. And for the last time, it was photoshopped. Deep-faked. I'd never dishonor the Resolute desk with anime waifus. I keep my waifus in the Lincoln bedroom like a patriot.
Hey, say what you want, but it's still better than having Fox News blaring on all the monitors in your house like your place is the waiting room for the Grim Reaper.
Quiet, quiet.
If we could just circle back. I'm actually Kokichi's friend. He invited me. I've played Mario Odyssey dozens of times, 100% cleared every kingdom, did the speedrun route in under an hour, and can recite all the boss patterns from memory. I figured I'd help out since you all clearly need someone who knows what they're doing.
She's not lying either. Chiaki's incredible. She wakes up, plays games, sits in front of a screen for 12 hours, then goes to bed, and she gets paid 6 figures a month to do it. People just hand her free stuff. It's like she's not even real sometimes. Like she's this AI simulation of a perfect gamer girl brought to life just to shame the rest of us. I mean, she even gets invited to E3 after parties, and she's never even had to fake cry on stream.
Sounds to me like someone's got a teeny tiny gamer crush.
Oh, look at little Kokichi blushing like a defective Furby. Should we fire up the lie detector? See how fast your nerves fry when we ask if you dream about her hugging your Danganronpa merch?
I'd rather swallow a live scorpion while parachuting into an active volcano during a Sharknado than take a lie detector test. Thank you very much. Fuck you!
Bruh. Okay, before someone blows a gasket and we have to call in emotional support alpacas, can we please start the actual tier list? We're here to rank Mario Odyssey kingdoms, not reenact high school drama in a Smash Brothers Discord server.
Agreed. This has already spiraled out of control, and I haven't even had a chance to call the Mushroom Kingdom overrated yet.
Let's just get to it. I'm starving, and talking about Lunchon Kingdom makes me hungry enough to punch a Yoshi.
Fine, fine. Let's do this before Joe starts sharing the story about how he once mistook a Goomba for an IRS agent.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
All right, let's kick this off for real. First up, Cap Kingdom. First impressions, weird hats, foggy cliffs. Where are we dropping this one?
Cap Kingdom, huh? Reminds me of the time I wandered into a top hat museum in Toledo back in '64. I thought it was a haberdashery. Ended up giving a eulogy to an urn by accident. Beautiful service. Learned a lot about headwear and respecting boundaries. Chicken. Oh, sorry. Go on.
That's oddly appropriate. Anyway, Cap Kingdom is simple but elegant. The way it introduces the core mechanics, especially Cappy's possession ability, is super clean. And I love the hidden moons, especially the one under the fog bridge. It feels like a small puzzle box once you revisit it.
Puzzle box? It's a shoebox with mist. Don't romanticize it, Chiaki. The place is 2 city blocks wide and half of it is just spooky fog. It's like Luigi's mansion, but Mario forgot to bring a flashlight.
Oh, shut up, Kokichi. The fog is atmosphere, you clown. That place is a goth dream. Floating hats, twisted towers. It's like Tim Burton married Super Mario, and they honeymooned in a graveyard.
Miu, I'm convinced your entire design aesthetic is just, what if Hot Topic exploded? I bet you think the poison gas is a spa treatment. That's no joke, Fatso.
Careful, Gremlin. Keep talking and I'll Cappy pauses your ego and make it eat itself.
Would the two of you pipe down? This isn't a Tumblr thread. Personally, I think Cap Kingdom is stylish. It looks good, it's moody without being edgy, and it sets the tone. But it's not exactly packed with action. More like a scenic drive than a roller coaster.
Exactly. It's like the cool intro to a movie before the explosions start. Clean design, nice music, and a top hat ghost that helps you hijack frogs. Pretty solid, but not exactly thrilling on its own.
I give it points for vibe, the kind of place where a man can quietly contemplate life and get robbed by a bee. You know, if that sort of thing happens.
It's a soft intro with hidden depth. B tier feels right. Not incredible, but memorable.
Whatever. Let's just put it in B before Miu starts quoting Edgar Allan Poe again.
Nevermore, you little rodent.
Cap Kingdom B tier. Moving on before Joe gets lost in a top hat again.
Come on, man.
Next up, Cascade Kingdom. Dinosaurs, waterfalls, and that nostalgic first big wow moment. Thoughts?
Oh, now this one brings me back. Cascade Kingdom reminds me of the time I lived with the dinosaurs. Way back, me, Jimmy Carter, and Queen Elizabeth were the first humans. Just the 3 of us. We carved out a little log cabin near a T-Rex nest, had to fend off raptors using sharpened spoons and Joe's famous prehistoric mashed potatoes. Queen Liz took down a Triceratops once. True story. Fierce woman. Miser. She's too busy trolling little kids on Call of Duty to give me a call nowadays.
We do not care.
You're lucky those fossils haven't risen from the grave to sue you for slander. Cascade Kingdom is raw power, and you're dragging it down with bedtime stories. That place gave us the freaking chain chomp in a tiara. I mean, the moment you get to possess a goddamn dinosaur, that's not just gameplay, that's art. And the music? Ugh, goosebumps.
It's a good kingdom, Miu. But let's not act like it's flawless. The moons are a bit too easy, and once the dinosaur novelty wears off, there's not a whole lot left to explore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was your Royal Highness expecting the Louvre? Not every game needs to come with a presidential seal of approval. Maybe if the Dino wore a suit and gave a speech about hope and change, you'd care more.
Sure. I'll just let you keep yelling while I sip my metaphorical tea.
You're just mad you peaked in 2008. Fuck off, pussy!
Okay, back to the actual game. Cascade Kingdom is beautiful. The way the camera pans up and reveals the T-Rex sleeping on that cliff? That's one of the most cinematic moments in the whole game. The moon placements are accessible, sure, but they're also fun to collect. And the verticality makes the area feel huge without being overwhelming.
I agree for once. It's fun, chaotic, and you can murder Goombas as a giant lizard. Plus, I love the goofy physics when you roll down those ledges. It's like gravity is just a loose suggestion. 10 out of 10 Kingdom for mischief.
Oh, listen to these two. What's this? Romance blooming over waterfalls and fossils? Should I light a candle while you kids plan your Minecraft wedding?
Says the man who held a Valentine's Day rally and got rejected by a vending machine. Don't come at me, Toupee Thunderstorm.
Hey, that vending machine was hacked by Soros. Besides, I'd rather get rejected by machinery than go googly-eyed over a dinosaur playground.
Guys, I think we should appreciate that it makes learning about history fun. You know, when I was a caveman, the waterfall was our first plumbing system. You had to stand under it for hours if you wanted a clean armpit.
That explains a lot, actually.
Back on topic, Cascade Kingdom is strong. It's the first wow moment for a reason. Big set pieces, powerful visuals, solid soundtrack.
And it's not too big or overwhelming. You can get in, explore, find some cool stuff, and leave satisfied. I'd say A tier.
Definitely A. Not perfect, but iconic.
Fine. It's not top of the food chain, but it belongs high. I'll settle for A.
I was gonna say S just to make Obama angry, but fine. A tier.
Cascade Kingdom. The A tier it is. Let's see if the Sand Kingdom makes us just as nostalgic or drives us to madness. Up next, Sand Kingdom. We're talking vast deserts, inverted pyramids, chilly Tostarinans, and more moons than Joe's memory has room for. Let's get the ball rolling.
Before we get into it, let me just say I've actually seen pyramids in real life. You know who invited me? Leonardo freaking DiCaprio. Said I had that enigmatic energy. We dined on a rooftop near the Sphinx, and he told me I had eyes like ancient secrets. But the minute I turned 25, boom, ghosted. Left me on red like a stale meme.
That is the most painfully fake story since Biden claimed he invented ice cream. DiCaprio doesn't even talk to women who don't have a verified birth certificate proving they're under 24. What did you do, Miu? Send him a resume with your blood type and horoscope?
Bruh.
I don't even know where to start with that. That sounded like a fever dream narrated by a Reddit conspiracy thread.
Can we just appreciate the fact that she basically claimed to be rejected by a walking Oscar meme? Honestly, I don't even care if it's true. It's just sad enough to be hilarious.
The kingdom itself is mid-tier at best. Too much space, moons scattered like loose change, and most of it is just empty sand. It's like Mario's walking through a beach level designed by someone who hates fun.
All right, Nope. I'm putting a stop to that slander right now. Say what you want about me being evil or having questionable morality, but if you put Sand Kingdom in C tier, I will call Michelle. And not regular Michelle, She-Hulk Michelle. You want to deal with her again?
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Fine, we'll talk A or B. I'd rather survive the week than get my mailbox punched off its hinges again at 3 a.m.
Told you. Should have signed the executive order that banned gamma radiation.
Anyway, back to what matters. Leo invited me to the pyramids, and it was not a lie. He said I had an aura like Cleopatra reincarnated.
Yeah, and I bet he said your hair looked like moonlight in a blender. Give it up, Miu.
Speaking of DiCaprio, did I ever tell you guys how I created Titanic?
Bruh.
So anyway, I just want everyone to know that I'm a corrupt piece of shit. Fuck Joe Biden and bring back Trump.
Oh my God! No, Miu, you fucking cum dumpster! This is what you have done! Get out of my house!
Now seriously, it was the late 80s. I was living off the coast of Naples, writing a screenplay about a love story so powerful it could sink a ship. I met a scrappy kid named Leo. Told him, "You've got the face of a man who's gonna freeze on some driftwood." I gave him the script. Then boom, James Cameron swoops in, steals it from my typewriter, and slaps his name on it.
You've told this story more times than we've ranked kingdoms. You brought it up during Wii Party, Mario Kart, and that time we were just trying to make tier lists for breakfast cereals.
Honestly, I blame Miu. She name-dropped DiCaprio, and now we're trapped in Biden's cinematic delusion again.
You're all just mad I once had dinner with a Hollywood legend while you were watching YouTube clips of raccoons stealing hot dogs.
Let's drag this thing back on course before Joe starts pitching Titanic 3. Jack's back. Sand Kingdom. It's sprawling, but there's charm. That pyramid section is iconic, and the cold desert aesthetic is unique.
I love the shifting platforming sections in the underground temple, and Tostarina is such a cozy hub. Feels alive in a way not many early kingdoms do. Definitely A tier.
I'm not usually a fan of desserts. Too much sand reminds me of bad vacation deals, but fine. A tier. It earned its place.
Agreed. The mystery, the aesthetics, the chaos. It's one of the most fun sand levels in any Mario game.
And I'd like to personally thank Leo for inspiring me to write the greatest aquatic love tragedy of all time.
Sand Kingdom, locked in at A tier. Let's move on before Biden starts giving us behind-the-scenes trivia about the Titanic's plumbing system.
I don't give a damn.
Now everyone grab your metaphorical floaties because it's time for Lake Kingdom. We're talking underwater chambers, bubbles with dresses in them, and that one zipper mechanic no one asked for. Let's hear the hot takes.
Now this one I remember like it was yesterday, which for me could mean 1963 or last Tuesday. Anyway, when I was still in the White House, I got early access to the beta version of Mario Odyssey. Top secret stuff, delivered in a manila envelope by a guy with sunglasses and no neck. And in that build, Mario could turn into a mermaid. Not a merman, mind you, a full-fledged, glitter-sparkling, clamshell bra-wearing mermaid with flowing locks. I thought it was brave, daring, inspiring even.
Joe, I don't know what's more ridiculous. That story or the fact that you said clamshell bra like it was a normal thing for a plumber to wear. You probably played a bootleg copy on your 2003 Dell laptop and confused it for reality. Again.
There's never been a mermaid transformation in any version of Mario Odyssey. You either dreamt that up or wandered into some deeply cursed corner of the internet, and I'm scared to ask which.
Okay, but hypothetically, if I were a mermaid, I'd be the most breathtaking, seductive, radiant sea goddess the world had ever seen. Ariel would be messaging me daily for contouring tips, and I'd be swimming through coral reefs with sharks just to make the octopuses jealous. I'd be selling bathwater for Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. You'd be the kind of mermaid whose singing voice triggers shipwrecks. Fish would fake their own deaths to avoid making eye contact.
Coming from the guy whose wardrobe looks like it was stolen from a haunted carnival. You look like you manifest in basements to sell fake NFTs to kids.
Okay, enough fish fighting. Let's bring it back to the actual kingdom. Lake Kingdom. It's not bad, pretty to look at. The aesthetics are relaxing, the music is nice, but honestly, after you swim around once or twice and unlock the dress vault, there's not a whole lot left to do.
Yeah, it's very visually pleasing, I'll give it that. But it's small, and there's a distinct lack of meaningful exploration. You can basically 100% it in the time it takes Joe to finish one scoop of ice cream and explain why it's superior to soup.
And don't even get me started on the boss fight. It's like they threw together a giant bubble-blowing hat squid thing and said, yeah, that'll do. This kingdom is all dress up and no danger. It's the tofu of Odyssey levels. Pleasant, but totally forgettable.
Speaking of forgettable, I once held a campaign fundraiser at a luxury pool that looked exactly like the Lake Kingdom, except better. There was a zip line that shot you directly into a vat of champagne. No zipper platforms required. Tremendous. Classy.
Was that before or after the lawsuit?
That's classified. Point is, I'd rank it low. It's just there. A watery hallway with sparkles.
I still stand by Mermaid Mario. That version gave me hope, made me believe in glitter again.
Well, Joe, if hope was waterproof, maybe it'd float you up from the bottom of the rankings. But here we are.
C tier. Easy call. It's not offensive, but it's definitely not a highlight.
Agreed. It's calm, sure, but ultimately shallow. Pun intended.
Whatever. You're all just jealous you wouldn't slay in fins like I would. C tier it is.
Lake Kingdom C tier. Dry, dull, and disappointing. Next kingdom before Joe starts humming part of your world and we all lose brain cells.
Moving on. Let's see if the Wooded Kingdom has any more depth than this glorified fish tank. The kingdom has lush forests, robot gardeners, and an oddly satisfying splash of industrial plumbing. Let's dig in.
Now this place gave me PTSD. First time I played this level, I got lost for so long, I thought my Switch had transformed into a camping simulator. I was running in circles for 20 minutes yelling, "Where's the stupid flower road?" like it owed me money. And don't even get me started on the tank enemies. What kind of twisted florist installs heavy artillery?
Well, I remember walking through that forest and seeing Slender Man standing between two trees. Tall fella, pale, no face, just kind of floated toward me and whispered, "Biden, the 7 power moons you seek are cursed." Haven't been the same since. Got a splinter that day too. I think it was prophetic.
You probably mistook a tall plant for a person again, Joe. I mean, there are those stretchy stock enemies. Maybe one had bad posture?
Wait, is this gonna be another one of Joe's hallucination sagas? Because if so, I'm grabbing popcorn. Last time he thought Lakitu was following him with a camera because he was under surveillance.
Forget Slender Man. I actually like the Wooded Kingdom. It's got that whole overgrown, vine-covered steampunk vibe. Very dreamy. Like you could kiss someone in a mossy corner under a pipe waterfall. Very romantic.
Oh, please! The only romance happening in that kingdom is between 2 rusted nuts and a rogue sphinx that forgot its job. That place is a botanical mess.
How How about you just keep your fucking mouth shut, you lying little abortion?
You're just mad your idea of gardening is throwing glitter on dead succulents and calling it whimsical.
Enough. Look, Wooded Kingdom's okay. I get what they were going for, but the layout is too vertical, too confusing. It's like someone poured a jungle gym into a blender and said, go nuts.
Yeah, exploration is fine, but it's too easy to get lost. And the navigation tools aren't helpful. It lacks that polished structure the other kingdoms have.
I like the music, though. It made me feel like I was being chased through the Home Depot garden section by a jazz band.
Can we at least agree it has some atmosphere? I mean, hallucinations aside, it felt kind of mystical.
C tier. Cool concept, messy execution.
Agreed. Not terrible, but not great either.
Fine by me. One more reason to avoid Miu's mossy romance monologues.
You just wait till we hit Lunchon Kingdom. Then we'll talk about your flavorless personality.
Wooded Kingdom, C tier. Next, please.
All right, everyone. Let's keep this one quick. Cloud Kingdom. A battle arena in the sky with just enough puffiness to make you think there might be more. What do we think?
Let's not kid ourselves here. Cloud Kingdom is basically the world's most dramatic rooftop. It's one big fluffy wrestling mat for Bowser to toss Mario around. I've had campaign rally stages with more level design.
I mean, it is visually stunning, and it sets the tone for a turning point in the game. But in terms of content, there's barely anything to explore. You get in, you fight Bowser, and then you get out like it was some dream sequence that accidentally made it into the final version.
You say dream sequence, but I say nap simulator. It's like a big soft mattress in the sky. I remember standing there, drifting, thinking about mint chip ice cream floating in a bowl made of clouds. It's comforting, but yeah, there ain't much going on.
Of course Joe likes the kingdom that requires the least effort. The whole place is just cloud and wind, and more cloud. You could replace it with a white loading screen and no one would notice.
Not true. At least the background gives your useless voice somewhere to echo off of. I bet even the clouds want to rain just to drown you out.
Aw, is little Miu feeling personally attacked because the kingdom reminds everyone of her? Empty, shallow, and only included because the devs felt bad?
Shut up, Kokichi. I have more personality in one hair strand than you have in your entire monochrome closet of lies.
Okay. This isn't a boss fight. Ironically, that's the only thing Cloud Kingdom actually has. It's a cinematic stopover, not a full world. And it doesn't belong any higher than where the clouds float beneath our expectations.
Agreed. For what it's worth, it looks beautiful, but it's barely a level. D tier. No question.
Yep, D tier. It's all flash, no substance. Just like a Biden press conference.
All right, let's all calm down. At least the clouds don't talk back like you do, Dawn.
D tier for Cloud Kingdom. Let's keep moving before Miu and Kokichi cause a storm that rains sarcasm on the whole tier list. Next, let's talk about one of the more underrated bangers, Lost Kingdom. You know the one. Glowing bugs, poisoned waters, sketchy jungle vibes, and a soundtrack that makes you feel like you're spelunking through forgotten ruins with Mario and a cursed compass. Thoughts?
Oh yeah, Lost Kingdom. Easily the best world in plants versus zombies. You got the fog, the mushrooms, the moonlight, real spooky ambiance. One time, Crazy Dave gave me like 20 puff shrooms in a row, and I...
Hold on, Joe, wrong game, again. This is Mario Odyssey, not Plants vs. Boomerville. You're confusing your shovelware again.
There are no plants, no zombies, no pea shooters, no Crazy Dave. What we do have is poison lakes and mechanical buzzsaws patrolling the skies. Slight difference.
Lost Kingdom is a jungle with edge. It's like if Indiana Jones did acid and tried to redecorate a swamp. I would absolutely rent a space there for a private fashion shoot with glowing vines and a machete-chic dress. Romantic, chaotic, and just the right amount of decay.
I like it for completely different reasons. You drop in like you've been kidnapped. There's a freak bird that steals your hat. The ground is mostly danger, and there's no exit until you pull yourself out of the poison one platform at a time. That's survival. That's fun.
See? That's why I'm putting it at S tier. The pacing is excellent. The design is unforgiving without being cruel. And the way it flips the game's mechanics by stealing your hat? Genius. That's the kind of twist that earns a crown.
I was thinking A tier originally. I mean, it doesn't have the pizzazz of Metro or the grandeur of Bowser's, but you know what? The more I think about it, the more I remember how locked in I felt playing it. I was sweating. I was swearing. I was immersed. And I didn't sue the bird even though I wanted to. Fine. S tier. It earned it.
The jungle setting is tight and creative. The platforming forces you to think. Plus, the place has character. Not every kingdom feels dangerous. This one does. This one is.
Yeah, it's just like that level in Doki Doki Literature Club, where Sayori, when the vines turn red and...
No, Joe, that's not even close. What are you on? Dumbass!
How do you even mix up a psychological horror dating sim with a jungle platformer in a Mario game? I need answers.
The only vines in Doki Doki are metaphorical trauma. You're thinking of another Joe Nyverse again.
Honestly, I give up. He's probably playing bingo on his second monitor while we do all the real work.
Just breathe, everyone. We got him back on track. Sort of.
Okay, so Purple Swamp, Mario World. Got it. Poison, bird theft, bugs, locked in.
Thank you.
So what Sonic World are we doing next? Amy is so cute.
Someone shoot me, please. I'm begging you.
Lost Kingdom, S tier. Let's move on before Joe forgets what year it is and thinks we're playing Donkey Kong 64 next. All right, time to chill things down a bit. Next up is the Snow Kingdom. Welcome to Shiveria. Wind tunnels, races, snowdrifts, and a whole town hidden in a snowball. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I remember this one clearly. I visited the Snow Kingdom once during my second presidency back in 1896. I went ice fishing with Charles Darwin, but we got distracted by the soup race. Ended up adopting a Shiverian. We named him Gerald, and he ran the post office in Wilmington for 30 years. Great guy, big fluffy hands.
What are you even talking about? Gerald the Snowball? Ice fishing with Darwin? Joe, how many layers of fiction are we dealing with here?
It happened, man. You weren't there. You wouldn't get it.
You're right, I wasn't. Because I live in reality, not some snow globe dreamland where you drink hot cocoa with historical figures.
Okay, while they sort out their fantasy timeline, can we talk about the actual kingdom? Snow Kingdom's pretty solid once you get past the initial whiteout blizzard. The hidden town under the snow is charming, and the Bound Bowl Grand Prix is genuinely one of the best minigames.
Agreed. It has that element of surprise. You think it's just snow and nothing else, but then you drop into a cozy little hub with culture, warmth, and racing seals. It's underrated.
Exactly. It's a kingdom that rewards you for pushing forward through the cold and discomfort. Great design.
Ugh, listen to you two. You're like a podcast for nerds. Oh, the snowy ambiance and the temperature curve on the player's immersion. Take a breath. Go outside. Touch snow.
Says the woman who screamed when her USB fan turned off. Don't act like you've touched anything colder than a venti ice matcha.
To be fair, Miu's idea of winter fashion is sequins and denial. But hey, whatever works.
Trying to make a fool out of me, huh? Let me put on some makeup, 'cause I want to at least look pretty before you decide to fuck me!
Chicken jockey!
Back on track, good kingdom, but not top tier. It doesn't hit quite as hard as the big ones.
Fine, I'll allow it, B tier. But let the record show I never trusted Gerald the Shiverian.
That's disrespectful to a great postal worker.
Snow Kingdom, B tier. And now we're all going to pretend Joe didn't just imply he's been alive since the 19th century again. All right, time to dry off the frostbite from Snow Kingdom and head somewhere sunnier. Let's talk about Seaside Kingdom. Home of glistening waves, snail sommeliers, and enough carbonation to make a soda company cry from joy. Who's up?
Oh man, this one, I remember booting it up and just thinking, why even move? I wish I could pull up one of those beach chairs right next to a goblet fountain, sink into it like a bag of potatoes, close my eyes, and let Obama handle the whole level. I'd wake up, moons collected, boss defeated, and I'd take the credit while sipping on something cold. That's the American dream.
Honestly, Joe, I'm not jealous of your brain. That thing's been on vacation since 1984. But I am jealous that you can sleep anywhere, anytime, like it's a goddamn superpower. I haven't slept since 2001. I run purely on vengeance, Diet Coke, and the voices of liberal journalists crying.
You mean your 3 a.m. Truth Social rants about wind turbines causing inflation? I remember the one about the haunted McDonald's drive-thru. That was a special brand of insomnia.
They're not rants. They're digital declarations of truth. And unlike Joe, I don't need 8 naps and a lukewarm pudding to make it through a level.
Okay. As hilarious as this is, can we talk about the actual kingdom for 2 seconds? Seaside is one of the most polished, atmospheric, and weirdly calming levels in the game. The underwater layout is massive, the verticality from the sparkle jets adds layers, and it just feels good to move around in.
I agree, and not just because it's photogenic as hell. The water effects? Gorgeous. The soft sand transitions? Smooth. That big stone chalice with legs and a superiority complex? Relatable.
Also, there's something beautifully strange about an entire society of snails who treat carbonated water like it's liquid gold. It's both surreal and aspirational. Like, their greatest fear is running out of bubbles. That's peak civilization.
Right? And then you've got this towering boss, Octopus, who steals the sparkle water like it's some kind of beachfront heist. It gives the area stakes without feeling out of place.
And the best part? You can see the whole layout almost immediately. There's no confusion. You go where you want, when you want. No getting lost in the sauce, unless you jump into the carbonated sea and bounce like a beach ball.
It's elegant game design. Relaxing but never boring. Simple but never lazy. It's the kind of level you revisit just to hear the music and breathe for a second.
Okay. Wow. Nerd alert. But yes, it's solid. I wouldn't write a thesis on it like Chiaki, but it's moodier than half the kingdoms and better dressed than any of you.
A tier. Easy call. It's got charm, clarity, and class. Only way I'd rank it higher is if I could build a Trump Tower on the sand.
I'm on board with A tier. Now, if anyone needs me, I'll be napping under an imaginary parasol in my backyard, pretending I didn't lose my left sandal during the sparkle water jet sequence.
Seaside Kingdom slides effortlessly into the A tier, stylish, strange, and sparkling. Next up, Lunchon Kingdom. Let's get messy. All right, everybody ready? The next world's a spicy one. Time to ladle our way into the Lunchon Kingdom. Pink lava, floating vegetables, fireballs in a stew pot. This place is every chef's dream and every dietitian's worst nightmare.
Okay, but hold up. We skipped the most important part of Seaside Kingdom. The one where I get to run around in my bikini like some divine beach queen. And the enemies literally drop dead from the sheer shock of seeing my perfect skin before I even activate any of my glorious tech.
Did Kokichi just rage quit? Again?
Yeah, I saw the Discord bubble vanish the second Miu said the B word. Honestly, I think he'd rather do parkour in lava than hear another outfit monologue.
He said he was going to dismantle the narrative. Whatever that means. Probably writing angry fanfic right now.
Biden, you with us?
Check the feed. He fell asleep at the keyboard. Looks like he's slumped over a tower of plushies in the Toys R Us basement. This was once our president, folks.
Well, we move on. Let's focus. Lunchon Kingdom. Easily one of the strangest worlds in Odyssey. Everything's edible, most things want to kill you, and somehow the ground is made of pink molten cheese.
It's bold, surreal. Almost like they threw Mario into a Pinterest board made by a 5-year-old during snack time. And yet, it works. The floating forks, the massive stew pot, the flavor-themed architecture, it's all unified.
My only complaint is the broccoli. Everything else looks like 5-star cuisine and then bam, vegetable warfare. Still, I'd eat 80% of this level raw.
The design also introduces some of the more experimental traversal techniques. The bouncing fireballs, the heat physics, it's chaos with control, and it's got story weight.
Right. Bowser doesn't just steal a wedding cake, he poisons soup. That's narrative escalation, folks.
And I respect it. The lava isn't just for show, it's hot pink and means business. The whole place looks like if Willy Wonka melted into a volcano.
This world is why I love games. It's not about stealth or politics. It's about giant slabs of meat on golden pedestals and a volcano that tastes like bubblegum.
I will admit, it's a nice change of pace. You go from skyscrapers and icy tundras to this food dreamscape. The juxtaposition alone gives it life.
If I had $1 for every time I wanted to build a flamethrower that launches chunks of roasted potato across a lava lake, I'd still be less creative than this level.
This is the only kingdom where I didn't rage tweet mid-level. That's how immersive it was.
And the Bound Bowl Grand Prix of food races. The cooking challenge with the stew. Everything leads up to a satisfying boss. No filler.
I think we're unanimous. This isn't just a great level, it's iconic.
S tier. And I better get royalties if they sell meat pedestals on Etsy.
S tier. Burn your taste buds and your expectations.
S tier. Edible chaos perfected.
Biden, Earth to Sleepy Joe? That's a yes. Lunchon Kingdom, officially S tier. Wild, flavorful, deadly. Next up, Ruined Kingdom. Grab your torches. We're going dark. All right, everyone, the stew is settled, the sparkle water's fizzed out, and now it's time to take a walk into the Ruined Kingdom.
Oh no, not again. Don't even tell me this guy hacked in. Ben Shapiro? Are you seriously back in this call after we blocked your last 3 burners? I told Chiaki earlier, I had a bad feeling about this. This is exactly why I get suspicious. People with no friends, no game, and no sense of when they're not wanted keep finding ways in.
Well, Donald, that's an interesting point, considering the only friends you've got are paid interns, Biden's Lana Del Rey fan fiction threads, and a body pillow of B. Jeanette you keep trying to deny. I'm here to contribute because I have taste, and I am currently unemployed from my recent DeSantis separation.
This is a tier list, not therapy. Go cry into your little facts don't care about my breakup mug.
Ben, you got 30 seconds to talk about this kingdom before we mute you and send you into digital exile.
Fine. Ruined Kingdom. Conceptually intriguing, executionally barren. This is what happens when a development team builds a masterpiece of a boss fight, then forgets to flesh out the rest of the world.
He's not entirely wrong. The dragon fight. Incredible. Atmospheric. Surprising. But everything else? Just fog, rubble, and 5 moons. It's like they ran out of time.
Yeah, like, where's the side quests? The secrets? Let me ride the dragon or something. Instead, I get 5 rocks and a headache.
I mean, the dragon? Epic. Absolutely one of the coolest boss fights in Mario history. Looked like it was ripped from Skyrim and thrown into a Nintendo fever dream. But after that, it's like walking through a medieval bankruptcy.
The tone shift was bold. Coming from Luncheon into this was like getting yanked from a cooking show into a funeral for spaghetti.
And that's the issue. It's all ambiance, no follow-up. Like getting a 5-minute epic in a game that thrives on replayability.
The worst part is knowing how much potential they left on the table. This could have been an entire gothic side world. Give us flying mechanics. Give us lore. Give me a backstory about that dragon crying over spilled lava.
The music was chilling. The visuals were stunning. But yeah, there just wasn't enough.
If I wanted to see something so promising crash this hard, I'd rewatch the Biden 2024 campaign ads.
That's rich coming from the man who live-tweeted his McDonald's order while playing Fortnite.
All right, enough. Dragon's great. Kingdom's empty. We land this at B tier.
B tier. Epic entrance. No staying power.
Yeah, B for Ben should be blocked again.
B tier. And Ben, next time you hack a call, bring cookies or a dragon.
You'll miss me when DeSantis blocks you.
Ruined Kingdom lands a dramatic B tier. Dragon? Fire? Everything else? Foggy filler. Let's turn things up. Bowser's Kingdom next. Dragons down, ghosts are gone, and now it's time to climb into firework-filled skies and fortified chaos. Bowser's Kingdom is next on the docket. Get ready for a dramatic shift, because this world does not hold back.
Now this right here, is what I've been waiting for the entire ranking. Bowser's Kingdom isn't just a level. It's a statement. The whole thing looks like it was designed by samurai gods, with a flair for explosions and martial arts cinema. It's big, bold, badass, and if it were real, I'd buy it, slap a hotel on it, and make it the 8th wonder of the world.
Interesting take, Donald. That's cute. But while you're talking about turning it into a real estate opportunity, can we take a second to acknowledge the design flaws? It's basically just a Japanese-themed lava maze with fireworks. There's almost no exploration, no side characters, minimal lore. It's aesthetic over substance, and you know it.
Oh my God, shut up, Ben. You show up halfway through our ranking, nobody invited you, and you've done nothing but whine like Bowser stole your prom date. I will gladly shove a Shogun bro down your throat if it means we can finish this tier list before sunrise.
Gameplay-wise, though, there's something special here. The structure is extremely tight. Every section feels like it's building towards something. And that samurai mech boss fight? Absolutely unforgettable. It's one of the few boss fights in the game that actually raises your heartbeat.
Exactly. You've got ninja Goombas, flame-spitting enemies, walls that literally try to crush you. It's like they threw everything at the player to say, congratulations, you've made it, now survive this.
Plus the music? That score builds suspense in a way that makes the whole thing feel like the climax of an epic. Traditional instruments blended with tension and atmosphere. It sells the stakes without overdoing it.
I hear what you're saying. I really do. But are we just going to ignore how linear the level is? It doesn't reward exploration like Metro or Seaside. It's flashy and intense, but once you've done it once, there's no reason to go back. That's not good design. That's spectacle.
You know what else is spectacle, Ben? The 40-paragraph essays you post on Reddit every time someone likes a Marvel movie you hate. Just because a level doesn't throw in 1,000 hidden alcoves doesn't mean it lacks depth. Bowser's Kingdom is about forward momentum, tension, and massive payoffs.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Look, I may not agree with Miu on many things, including her bikini explosion theory from earlier, but she's absolutely right here. Bowser's Kingdom is pure adrenaline. It's one of the only levels that made me actually stop tweeting mid-playthrough.
And I love the pacing. You're not just going through a gauntlet, you're ascending. It feels like a climb, like you're storming the castle with purpose. The rooftops, the mini-bosses, the breakneck finale, it all screams endgame.
Fine. Visually, it's stunning. Mechanically, solid. But I still say it lacks heart. It's cold, it's rigid, it's like dating a katana. Sharp and impressive, but eventually you want a conversation.
You know what else is cold and rigid, Ben? Your dating prospects.
S tier, just for the samurai mech and the fact that Ben's whining makes it sweeter.
S tier, for the scale, the pacing, and the cinematic finale.
S tier. Now someone please mute Ben before he starts quoting Aristotle.
I vote B, and not just out of spite. I actually have a thesis I'd like to share.
That's a wrap. Bowser's Kingdom rockets to S tier. Massive scale, fiery tension, and more fireworks than a 4th of July Twitter meltdown. Strap in. Next stop, the Moon Kingdom.
You want nonsense, Barack? Let me tell you something. This kingdom is a core memory for me. See, back in '84, before I bought the moon, classified, don't ask, I crash-landed right outside the wedding chapel here. It was me, Hulk Hogan, and a lobster named Gary. We were building the lunar version of Mar-a-Lago using cheese rocks and alien labor.
And I was there thanks to my time machine. I remember because I was testing out my prototype gravity boots that double as leg warmers and crowd control devices. Trump's story checks out. I even built a lunar jacuzzi that could boil you alive if you looked at it wrong.
This is exactly why this call should come with a logic-free zone warning. Let me be the voice of reason, as always. The Moon Kingdom, while visually striking, is scientifically laughable. The gravity is inconsistent. You're able to jump around like it's a trampoline party, but somehow still breathe without oxygen. No suits, no helmets, just hats possessing frogs. If you showed this to a physicist, they'd combust.
And yet here I am, moderating a call where a president claims lunar real estate, a cyber nymph backs him up, and Ben's worried about atmospheric composition. Someone remind me why I agreed to this gig.
Mechanically, though, the low gravity creates a unique final challenge vibe. Every jump feels weightless, every movement more deliberate. And the tone is heavy. It feels like you're crashing a wedding at the end of the world.
Best part? The stealth tension. Everything's calm and white and serene, but you know it's about to go down. Bowser's waiting at the altar in a tux, like he's about to drop the hottest mixtape of the year.
I still think that final run toward the chapel, the music swelling, everything floating, that's Mario at his most cinematic. I cried. Not because of the story, but because I realized I couldn't build a laser cannon in time to crash the wedding myself.
Also, it is beyond me how you all ignore the structural flaws. You have literal moon craters housing fireballs, gravity-defying boulders, and a chapel that, judging by the angle of its shadows, should have collapsed long ago. It's fantasy with no logic.
Says the guy whose entire worldview is built around 240 character rage tweets. Let the moon be fun. You want science, go back to Kerbal Space Program.
So good.
And it ends with one of the most satisfying boss fights. The multi-tiered wedding showdown, followed by that incredible escape sequence where you play as Bowser. It's wild. No other Mario game gives you that.
I'm with Chiaki. Despite the nonsense, the game sticks the landing, literally. The tone, the stakes, the gravity twist. It's a moon mission done right.
I say the A tier. Not quite the creative explosion of Metro or Luncheon, but iconic in its own lunar way.
A tier, because I built the moon and I'm generous.
B tier, but I know I'll be ignored.
A tier. For the boss fight, the pacing, and the lunar absurdity.
Consensus from everyone that actually matters says the A tier.
Thank you very much.
Moon Kingdom soars high. From the moon, we fall gracefully back to Earth. Well, not exactly gracefully, because next up is the Mushroom Kingdom. And let's just say, don't get your hopes up.
You know, when I heard we were going back to the Mushroom Kingdom, I thought it was going to be the greatest victory lap of all time. Classic nostalgia, Peach's Castle, open green fields. How could it possibly go wrong? And then I got there. And it was emptier than Biden's social calendar. Like, fuck, man, how could you mess this up? You should have made it the original Super Mario 64 world for the fans and call it a day. Believe me, it would be a legendary callback. It's like asking your mom for Super Mario 64 at home, and this shit stain is what you get. Even Kamala could do better, and that takes a lot out of me to say that. This is all going up on Truth later on, folks. Keep an eye out. Rant over for now.
That's a mood. Anyway, I really wanted to love it. I mean, this is the most iconic location in Mario history, but instead of feeling like a celebration of everything you've done, it feels like they forgot to finish building it.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo just gave up and said, here's Peach's Castle. Now go wander around and maybe chase a bunny or two. That should keep you busy. There's barely any new content. It's all recycled. Half the moons are just lying there.
This isn't a kingdom. It's a museum with no exhibits, a sandbox without toys, a hallway with no doors. They expect us to celebrate unlocking this world and then dump us into an empty parade float with Mario's old furniture.
And don't get me started on the nostalgia bait. You got the 64 style castle, yes. But it doesn't feel like the original. It feels like someone made a diorama of it in their garage and forgot to install the charm.
They reused boss fights, reused stars, moons. Even the music, which should have carried some emotional weight, feels underwhelming. Like they slowed it down so we wouldn't realize there's nothing to actually do.
Exactly. The kingdom's biggest reward is being a glorified trophy room. But trophies are only fun if you earn them, not if they're just scattered in bushes and given out like Halloween candy.
And from a design standpoint, it lacks challenge. There's no cohesive theme beyond, hey, remember this? It's an afterthought, an epilogue pretending to be a climax.
I wanted fireworks. I wanted celebration. What I got was a yard sale of Mario memories with zero fanfare. I'd rather go back to that dragon and get roasted again than spend another hour chasing toads with fishing rods.
No arguments here. Mushroom Kingdom? You had every opportunity to blow us away with heart and history, and you gave us a ghost town.
D tier, with disappointment.
D tier, for don't bother. I get more pleasure wiping my own wet ass than playing that garbage.
D tier, or as I call it, disappointment deluxe.
D tier, dump it in the nostalgia bin and lock the lid.
That's a unanimous D. Mushroom Kingdom gets left behind. Darkside is next. Brace yourselves. We are at the end of the road. We've traveled kingdoms, crossed galaxies, and now it all comes down to this: Darkside and Darker Side. Bonus content, brutal difficulty, and enough salt to fill the Seaside Kingdom.
Let me tell you, folks, I was not ready for Darkside. I went in thinking, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. And then I met those brutal rematches. I haven't been hit that hard since CNN tried to fact-check my McDonald's orders.
Darkside is the kingdom that says, you thought you were good at this game? Try again. The gauntlet setup, the no healing rule between boss fights, it's basically Mario's Hunger Games.
Finally, a kingdom with real stakes, strategy, endurance, and actual consequences for failure. The dark side forces you to rethink everything you've mastered up to this point. No hand-holding, just you and precision.
Honestly, I loved it. Finally, a world that didn't treat me like I was still using Joy-Cons on training wheels. Those brutal fights were nasty. Brutal. Beautiful. Like something I would design if I was on a spite-fueled caffeine bender.
And then there's Darker Side, the final test, the victory lap from hell. One long, uninterrupted obstacle course with everything the game has thrown at you, plus lava.
I died like 37 times. That final lava segment, I rage quit so hard I accidentally ordered 3 Big Macs with Siri.
The beauty of Darker Side is that it doesn't pretend to be fun. It knows its pain. It knows you're going to suffer. And it offers no apologies.
It's essentially Nintendo saying, here's your diploma. Hope you enjoy earning it through tears.
And jumping on that frog at the end, after all of that chaos, it hits different, like the game saying, you survived, you earned this.
And you know what? I respect that. Painful, yes. But satisfying, like my 2024 victory canon event, no one could stop it.
I say we rank them together. One as the trial, the other as the final boss of platforming.
The A tier. They're not perfect, but as endgame challenges, they deliver.
Agreed. A tier. For the intensity, the payoff, and the platforming.
A tier. Finally, something that respected my god-tier gaming instincts.
A tier, just for the emotional damage alone.
Consensus reached. Dark Side and Darker Side land firmly in a tier. Brutal, blistering, and a satisfying end to an incredible journey. And that's a wrap on the Mario Odyssey Kingdom rankings. From foggy ruins to moon weddings, from ramen lava lakes to rocket frogs, we've seen it all. Let the tier list stand as fact until Nintendo throws a wrench in everything with a sequel. That's a wrap on our Mario Odyssey Kingdom rankings. We laughed, we screamed, we argued. Trump claimed he built the moon. Ben tried to bring science into it, and somehow Biden survived.
Yeah, it's been fun. But I've got a Fortnite live stream scheduled in 5 minutes. 4 hours of solos, duos, and probably carrying half the team again. After that, I'm hopping on Call of Duty with Kokichi, Hajime, and Nagito. If Nagito doesn't start monologuing about luck again, then it's dinner. And after that, Minecraft speedrun. I'm breaking the world record tonight. No pressure.
How do you even breathe, Chiaki? That schedule sounds like something I'd program into an AI if I wanted it to melt.
She's not human. She's a digital demigod, and you all enable this insanity.
Chiaki, remind me to hire you for my 2028 campaign. If you can dominate 6 games in one night, you can definitely handle the Electoral College.
Let the woman game, Donald. Speaking of which, I'm taking the night off. Got some herbal business meetings to attend to.
I'm heading to McDonald's. Celebratory Big Mac, maybe 2. No, 4. I earned it after surviving this call.
I've got a new invention I need to calibrate. It turns rage quits into cryptocurrency. Kokichi's been funding half my budget with it.
I'll be writing a 6,000-word essay on why the Lunchon Kingdom should have been D tier.
No one will read it, Ben.
We do not care.
Anyway, this has been awesome. If you made it this far, you're a real gamer. Or just very patient. Either way, we appreciate you.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, especially if it's about how I carried this video harder than Mario carries Cappy.
Or if you want to hear more about my inventions that totally don't explode your console.
Or if you want logical rankings, not feelings-based opinions from caffeine-addled Twitch streamers.
That's enough. Thanks for watching. This has been your Mario Odyssey tier list chaos crew. We're out.
Later, nerds. I've got a world to conquer.
And a McFlurry with my name on it.
Peace.